Reina Januska suffers from a rare condition called amyloidosis. An abnormal protein is building up in her organs, and there's no cure.
My condition is terminal. You know, I have limited number of days left, and I'd like to live those days as pain-free as possible. And I know that I'm not the only person in Wyoming.
Chemotherapy and a stem cell transplant recently gave her more time, but all this comes with a lot of pain.
Yeah, these are the good ones.
And a lot of pills.
Bottoms up. After I had my last treatment, which was the most painful, it took me a while to get off of the pain medication, and I don't want to go back on it. It was difficult to get off.
Reina Januska takes all of these medications on a daily basis. Now, she knows using cannabis for her health isn't going to cure her condition, but it could help eliminate some of these medications which treat side effects of these other medications. So these 5 right here could potentially be gone.
I currently take a Schedule 4 narcotic every day. I take Xanax. It's highly addictive. I have to maintain my anxiety. Marijuana is not even close to Xanax.
To be clear, not all physicians agree cannabis is the better alternative, but Januska says her doctors in Colorado wanted to prescribe it to her. Her experience is what's pushing her to collect signatures and let Wyomingites decide to at least make it an option. David Wheeler is a neurologist and member of the Wyoming Medical Society. He says the organization opposes legalization in large part because just calling it medical marijuana isn't accurate.
What hasn't happened from our perspective is there hasn't been enough good quality medical science research related to the potential benefits of marijuana products in order for them to be classified as medication. Beyond that, there isn't enough specificity about what is actually meant by medical marijuana. So really the description is extremely broad.
That doesn't mean he thinks cannabis is bad.
It kind of violates our Hippocratic Oath to tell people you can't do that because it's illegal, when in fact it's probably not hurting them and it could be helping them. So I want to be able to engage patients in a reasonable way to make informed decisions about whether marijuana is right for them or not. That's very different from prescribing them meds.
Wheeler adds it's already happening. He and other doctors are having these conversations with patients who decided independently to use it for their health. Several marijuana bills are in the works for the 2016 legislative session. Representative Gerald Gay wants to allow one essential component of cannabis, cannabidiol, more commonly called CBD, without the part that gets you high.
America is 95% of the world's opioid usage, so we really need to get the United States off the opioids, and cannabidiol is a working alternative to the opioids.
It's not just about rolling a joint and smoking something. It's a much bigger issue here than that.
One of the big arguments with cannabis activists is it's just not dangerous. They say it's not even addictive. We came here to Central Wyoming Counseling Center to see with the people who actually treat addicts what they had to say about that.
I was neutral about marijuana when I started in the field. I'm not now.
Substance Abuse Program Director Carol King finds the growing popularity of the plant extremely concerning because it's not all benefits.
There are also effects of paranoia, panic reactions. There's a loss of storage of memory.
King says CWCC treats far too many teenagers for marijuana addiction already, and making it more accessible would only make it worse. It's the #1 addiction for minors here, and second only to alcohol for adults.
When folks say that it's not addictive, I'm watching people suffer when they don't have it. In our clients that come in that are cannabis users, they have the same sleep difficulties and the same depression and irritability as people who are addicted to alcohol or methamphetamine.
Cannabis activists say there's a big difference between the stuff teens experiment with and CBD oil bought with a prescription, for example. But King argues a lot of what's being sold in Colorado dispensaries isn't that different from the stuff people smoke for fun. And she adds it's not the only answer.
To my knowledge, there's nothing that marijuana medically treats that cannot be treated with another substance.
Meanwhile, Dr. Wheeler, the neurologist we heard from in Part 1, is actually of the personal opinion that the drug should not be illegal. But he feels the focus on medical marijuana is misplaced.
I don't understand why we're wasting time talking about things that aren't really appropriate, like whether it's a medicine or not. Let's find out if it's a medicine. Let's go research it and come up with some real answers. In the meantime, let's stop putting people in jail for living their lives. I don't understand that.
And it's time that those stuck in the crosshairs say they may not have.
I don't need it a year from now. I might not be here a year from now. I need it right now. And there are a lot of people in Wyoming that need it right now. But then look beyond medicinal use and really educate yourself on the uses of cannabis and hemp. And you'll realize that the sky's the limit.